Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Tora, and welcome to a new series that I want to be doing on my channel, which is the DLC for Animal Crossing, New Horizons specifically. I used to actually play this game on Twitch, but then I got to the point where like KK comes in and does the whole concert, and I kind of got a little bored of it. I just wanted to shake things up on my channel, so I was like, maybe I'll come back to it. But then I decided later, hey, why don't I just put it on YouTube instead? Wouldn't that be fun? So that's what this is. This is gonna be the first episode, so let's get into it. Because it's been a while since I played, I wanted to start this series with a design that's not too challenging, but a little interesting. So I kind of went around and looked at all the places where the villagers hang out, and I ended up deciding to go for Buzz, who wants a traditional tea house. I thought with traditional tea house, he meant like a traditional European / Western tea house. No, he does not. He wants like a traditional Japanese tea house, which isn't like that crazy. I didn't have that many problems with it. It's just not what I expected. I did settle on a one floor house, because I know that if you go in and you decide, oh, you know, I want a second floor, you can just tell them, hey, I want a second floor. But I'm not actually sure you can take away floors. Then for the location, I thought, do I want like a sakura forest? But I ended up settling on the bamboo forest because I thought that would be a little cuter. Because when I think tea, I think more like fall or winter and not necessarily spring. So, I mean, you can enjoy tea at any time of the year, at any time of day. But I thought, you know what, I'll pick the little bamboo spot, I guess. I was actually pretty surprised because even though like KK came over and like it seems like I exhausted all of the DLC, that's actually not true because Nico literally introduced me to like a new thing, which is that you can release, I don't know if it's bugs or just butterflies into people's gardens, which I promptly forgot and I didn't do anything with today. But that's a thing, that's pretty cool. So I really had no real ideas of what to do, so I started by like changing the bridge in the house to look very traditional because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it anyway, so may as well start with that, see if I get any ideas. Then I put like the little fence around the yard, and then I was like, I still don't know. So I went indoors, I looked at the list of suggested items, and I was like, hey, a pine tree, I do like that. So I went outside, tried to squeeze it into the far left back corner, and I was like, this looks terrible, I can't work with this. So I like changed it out for the pagoda, because I've seen other people like work with perspective, but since there's no height difference at all, it's just flat land, I was like, I can't make this look good either. So then I tried to place down a bamboo tree and then a bench, and then I was like, I've seen this before, I've literally done this before. There's one other house on this plot of land and I did the same thing, so I was like, I'm not doing that again. So I kind of then just went indoors and I was like, I'm gonna try this first. As soon as I got back indoors, I was like, oh shit, there's a tori. That's actually a really good idea. So then I went immediately back outside and I put it there in the corner. I like took away the little pieces of fence and I was like, dude, it really looks like there's like a path to like into the forest. And then I messed around with some more of the paths. And I also got mad because it never looks good because you can't put paths below the bridge, which is really annoying. So I kind of just settled on, well, this really. Why even explain it if you can just see? I thought that was okay, and then I went back indoors, and I wasn't ready to give up on the pine tree idea, so I basically tried to make it look like there's like an indoor garden or like a back garden where there's like a pine tree. So you sit indoors, but there's like a little space that's technically outside where there's a pine tree, where there's more bamboo, and so it I try to make it look like you are basically on, well, it's not a balcony. I don't know how to explain it, but it basically looks like you are sitting on like a deck. I guess deck is the right word. But I was also looking for too long for an item that I thought was called glass partition, and I looked and I looked and then I googled it and it does not exist. It does technically exist, but it's a new Leaf item, so not New Horizons. So I was a little miffed. I was a little miffed at that, but I instead I used the bamboo partitions. So I think it looks okay. I wanted it to be like an indoor garden and like closed off, but I do think the bamboo partitions, they're kind of more, what's the word? They're kind of more on theme. I really wanted to include the little paper lanterns, but then I thought they didn't really fit indoors, so I ended up putting those and the stone lanterns outside, and I thought, you know, that looks pretty good. When I made it back indoors, I just started putting everything that I thought would look good into the room, which is a common strategy for me. Just first clutter up the entire room and then take away what you don't need. It is actually a pretty effective strategy, but a little annoying perhaps, but it really works for me. I also tend to decide on a color palette very early on, so in this one it's clearly light brown and green. Not only did I want to make it look like you look out onto the garden, I also wanted to give the illusion that it's like a small room that's like a little back room to a bigger like lobby area, so it looks like you have a private tea room instead of like a big like restaurant, open restaurant layout. I've used this technique before and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I feel like it looks okay, but I also feel like it's really hard to do sometimes. I specifically had a tough time deciding on what exactly I wanted in like the lobby area. I wanted the cash register, but then on the other side I wanted like a waiting room, but it took me a while to figure out that I did not make the sitting area exactly square. So I thought I had 2 spaces, like 2 full spaces to put a bench in, but later I decided, oh shit, it's actually a space and a half. Well, less decided, more so found out that I actually only have a space and a half. So it did take me a long time to decide what exactly I wanted to put there and how to make it look good. But I think I managed okay in the end. Like I said, I did want to give the illusion that the wall the door is on does not actually exist, but I did put a sign on it, which I then deleted once I realized how stupid that was. But I did keep the blinds for some reason. In hindsight, maybe I should have gotten rid of them, but at the same time, I do like them because they also have bamboo on them, so it does kind of fit in that way. But like in hindsight, I probably should have deleted them. I did spend some time listening to some of the songs to decide which one I wanted to play, and then I just kept the one that was already playing. And the little bamboo seat and the bamboo speaker is how I decided to keep the little entrance lobby part. Then, when back outside, I decided that none of the designs for the paper lanterns really fit, so I ended up designing my own, which is like the Japanese symbol for pine tree, which is called matsu. That's why I named it that. It's a pretty common motif, so it wasn't that like difficult to design either, but I thought it would fit either something with bamboo or like the pine, and I was like, well, because we have a pine tree indoors, I'll just do that. I chose late afternoon as the outside time. I guess it's also inside time. But because whenever I think of tea, I'm like, oh, it's the late afternoon or early evening, so I thought that would be fitting. Then I also put down some rocks and weeds. I actually really love the weeds in Animal Crossing. They make the ground look more alive in a way. It's not as flat. It has some texture. I really like it. Even though it is technically weeds, but I like them. And as a finishing touch, I remembered that you can polish things and give them little effects, so I chose to put some butterflies in the big pine tree. I think it looks really cute. It's a little hard to see sometimes, but I think it looks really cute once you notice them, so I'm quite happy with that. And that's it! The house is finished, and then I talked to Buzz. He said he loves it, although I'm not sure because they're never, like, honest. They will always tell you that they love it, so who knows. But then I spent a long time taking pictures. I will show you some of the process, but I cut out most of it because it's a lot of buzz, get in the picture or get out of the picture. But I took some good pictures. I really like them. I will show you some. And yeah, that's it for this design. We make it back, and Lottie is really impressed with us. She pays us a little extra money this time, and she also tells us that there is a new piece of clothing that we can wear, and I was like, oh hell yeah, and then when I looked I was like, that's so goofy, I'm never gonna wear that, but I appreciate it anyway. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you again very soon. Take care, be safe, stay tough, and bye-bye.